This meeting of the City Council to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Carr?
Here.
Councilmember Panduro?
Here.
Councilmember Sandhu?
Here.
Councilmember Tonneson?
Here.
Councilmember Williams?
Here.
Vice Mayor Bertani?
Here.
And Mayor Moy.
Here.
Thank you.
And our invocation tonight will be presented by Chaplain Joe Smith of the Fairfield Police Department. Hi, Chaplain.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks for this opportunity.
Well, thank you.
All right, shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thankful for the place that we live and work. And so, Lord, many decisions will be made tonight regarding the present and the future of this wonderful place. And so, Lord, we ask those tonight that are protecting it that you would keep them safe. Lord, we also ask the leaders of this panel that you would give them wisdom and clarity as they deal with some of the tough issues that are needed to be decided to move forward as a community. Lord, there are many in this room tonight that are going to be presenting ideas and their passions. Lord, I pray that you would give them clarity of thought and relieve their nerves so that they can display their passion appropriately. But Lord, we ask as we enter into this meeting tonight that, Lord, you would give us the wisdom to know what to do and the courage to do it. For it's your name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Councilman Doug, would you lead us in the pledge? Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman. And now we're going to go to council reports, please. And I'll start with Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things to report. Very exciting was the Fire Station 36 groundbreaking that took place a few weeks ago. That is the fire station that will be on Business Center Drive in Green Valley. Also, in District 1 was the North Cordelia LLMD committee meeting. And so that was, I believe, meeting number 5. We'll be meeting again on October 14th. That's a Tuesday, between 5 and 7 p.m. And that's going to be on the second floor of the Cordelia Library. And that's the Solano EDC conference room. I hope I'm not repeating what you all are about to say because we were all at the same. Okay, then I'll pause.
No.
So thank you. My report is complete.
Thank you. Councilman Tonneson, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we all went to a lot of different events the last couple of weeks. But I was at a pickleball tournament, and it was a great success, and they're already talking about coming back next year. And George and Derek, you guys did a fantastic job. And then I want to talk a little bit about the fire. I happened to go to, so the field, I call it the field in the back of the shooting range, burned a couple of times over the weekend. And I happened to be driving the district again. And I watched those kids work, and it was amazing. I mean, firefighters, that is a young and strong man sport, and you guys did a fantastic job, and I'm really proud of you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Doug.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I did attend the pickleball kickoff party out at Sino, and it was very well attended. And then I did drive by to check out the pickleball on Saturday, but I couldn't even find a parking spot. So it was a big success. You guys did do a fabulous job. I've got nothing but positive feedback on that. On the 27th, I attended the Vista Ridge Community Information Meeting. I think that went well. On the 28th, Doris and I attended the Capsolano JPA meeting. And just for a reminder that that meeting is open to the public, and we would love to hear more of our residents and positive ideas on our homeless issues. Same with our monthly homeless roundtable meeting. People seem to be very passionate about this subject. Let's get together and get into some solutions together. We can do that. On Saturday, I stopped by Liberty Church Community Health and Wellness Fair. Wonderful turnout. They had food, clothing, service providers. The county had eligibility assistance workers there, showers, toys, games, shoes. Wonderful event. I talked to the pastor over there. What a nice guy. And a shout out to everyone who put that together and participated over there, because it was very comparable to the wellness fair they had at St. Mark's too. So it was awesome, and I just want to thank those guys out there. It was a real good turnout. And that's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Panduro.
Thank you, Mayor. Today I had lunch with some members of the North Texas Business Street Association, or the NTSBA, over at Valentina's Mexican Restaurant. And if you haven't been there, it is a newer Mexican restaurant in District 5. So it's on the corner of North Texas and Pacific, so right across from Goodwill. And I just want to give a shout out to them. The food was great, and I really want to continue to encourage folks to visit our local restaurants, and that one is fairly new. And the address is 2155 North Texas Street, and again, it's called Valentina's, and it's right there in that same little corner where the subway is, so just right in that pocket, that little pocket area. And then also I attended the retirement event for our Solano County Office of Education Superintendent. She's retired now. Her name is Lisa Estrella Henderson. So she was in education for over 40 years. And so it was really awesome to go and say thank you and goodbye to her. So she did a lot of great work for our youth in the county and in Fairfield. And I want to just give her, just say thanks to her and wish her well in her retirement. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And Madam Vice Mayor, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening and for watching from home. We appreciate you being in the chambers and participating from home. So thank you for tuning in and being here. I just want to announce that the Clergy Action Network, or Fairfield CAN, is planning our annual Thanksgiving meal, because that's going to be here before we all know it. And so the Thanksgiving dinner this year will be Tuesday, the 25th of November. So that's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Starts at 12 p.m. at Willow Hall, 1000 Kentucky Street. If you would like to volunteer to participate, if you have a turkey or two to donate, please do that. And we've had very fortunate dinners. The more we have these dinners, the bigger they get. So the bigger they get, the more we need. So if you would like to participate in any way, please call Kelly Ballard, and she gave me permission to give her phone number out. Her number is 707-428-7401, 707-428-7401. And the Clergy Action Network also has our fall Fresh Food Festival scheduled for Tuesday, October 14th at Grange Middle School at 3 p.m. So that's an opportunity for families and residents to come out and literally get scrumptious fresh food, fresh vegetables, to go grocery shopping for free. And all of the local vendors that, and this is food that we would buy. So all of the vendors that provide for these fresh food festivals, we just thank so much. And once again, the more we give, the more the bigger they get and the more we'll need. And I have been working with Judge Alicia Jones and Jennifer Mullane she's the Director of Behavioral Health. Judge Alicia Jones is the presiding judge for the Solano County Superior Court. We actually have a meeting tomorrow. We're planning for our CARE Act courts town hall meeting. CARE Act courts are relatively new in the Bay Area and in Solano County, just rolled out here last December 2024. And it is another way that we can help our homeless residents move off the streets into programming and services that are simply available for them. So that meeting is scheduled again for, the town hall meeting for CARE Act courts is scheduled for Wednesday, November 5th from 5 to 6:30 in this chamber. And Judge Jones and Jennifer Mullane will be on a panel of guest speakers to present and to answer questions and to really try to help roll out this very valuable tool that we have to help people who need this help. In the words of Judge Jones, good things are happening at the Solano County Superior Court CARE Acts Court. All you need to do is just walk through the door. So I'm looking forward to providing you with more specific information about that town hall meeting. And the last thing I'll say is I too attended the Danco community meeting on August 27th last week. And it's my opinion that the real meeting happened after the meeting. I spent over an hour after that meeting talking to residents who felt that their voices were not heard, they were not allowed to speak. The City of Fairfield, Danco, and Can-Be staff had more speaking time than our residents who pay taxes. And many people, I've gotten many contacts about this meeting. Many people were very upset that they were basically forced to fill out a speaker card, a color-coded one at that, for different portions of the meeting, and then have their speaker card read to them. People were in line, tax-paying residents were in line that raised their hand and wanted to speak, and they were told to sit down. Like elementary school students who had their hand raised and got ignored by the teacher. I don't understand why the meeting was like that, but in my estimation, it did not allow for our residents to speak publicly and respectfully about this very important issue that is before this community. And so I just want to, I hope that we don't do this again with, put your color-coded card in the box, plop the box in the aisle, and tell residents, sit down. Wow. That's not a conversation. That is not a conversation. And when the presenters have more time than the people who pay the bills in this city, I summarily disagree with that format. So the next town hall meeting or community meeting that Danco holds, I would hope that these comments and the comments of the community would be taken into consideration. Let our people speak. They can speak because they can sure pay their taxes, which is why we're all up here in the first place. Let them speak, please. That's my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. And Councilman Sandu.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things, as already echoed quite well from my colleagues here. Had a chance to stop by the pickleball tournament. Went well would be an understatement, and I think looking forward to see how we can help make it better. One of the things that was mentioned was they felt that there was a lot of community support this time around. I think that's one of the things that makes our city special, our region, our county. And when they come next year, we want to see how we can make it a little better. And we have a few new wineries that are going to open up by then, so hopefully we can have an even bigger reception that night. Between now and the last time I was here, we had the District 6 listening session. Just want to take a moment and thank Councilman Tonneson and the rest of the staff that came out. As you can imagine, some of the main issues, one was Markley Lane. It's going to be an ongoing one, and I won't stop talking about it until we finish it. That, and then obviously Vista Ridge was talked about as well, being another hot topic in the community. Alongside City Manager, Mr. David Gaspé, we had a chance to attend and thank Brigadier General Johnson for his service to Travis Air Force Base. He has now continued. He's moving on, I believe, to the Pentagon, if I recall, and we have a new wing commander, new deputy wing commander now, and we presented a nice piece of artwork. The size of it was commensurate with his time of service here. It's a bit of a joke, actually. He can elaborate if he wants. But no, he did a great job, and we're looking forward to the new wing commander here. Alongside, Dan, you're in every report I do, I think, these times. With Chief of Police, Christina, and then Mr. Bill Way, we attended the Meals on Wheels Gala. It was the first time they've done it in a few years. They do great work in our county and across the country with providing food and other resources to seniors all around the country, and they've been doing a lot of work here in the county. So that was quite insightful for me. It was my first time kind of being exposed to the work that they do, and I did go home with a painting, which was nice. Alongside the entire city council, attended the community meeting for Vista Ridge. To say the least, it was quite insightful. And finally, I want to close out on something quite fun. Alongside, where did he go? Mr. Tony. We had a chance to attend the dress rehearsal, the final dress rehearsal for Missouri Street Theater for Sixth the Musical. It was fantastic. Hopefully some of you guys had a chance to check it out, and just want to take a moment and really thank Ms. Day Sparing and the work that she does in supporting the art in Fairfield and Solano County. It's a great production theater that they have going on, and can't wait for their next show. And that's about it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. I have a couple of things. First, you talked about the pickleball, and I want to just publicly thank Chuck Wagner and KMIS. You know, I've been talking to Chuck for a long time about investing money, some of his money, and KMIS's money in Fairfield. And I actually got to see him after the pickleball, and they did sponsor that. And Chuck was just really excited about it and looking forward to doing more things in partnership with the city, including things downtown. I'm trying to get him to open up a wine bar or something down here, and other things. So I just wanted to publicly thank him for doing that. Councilman Doug, the city manager, and I met with Goodwill bigwigs, and they announced to us that they are putting a very large store over next between Mary's restaurant and Crunch, and it's going to be a thrift store because that's how they make their money, and they will be training folks who need jobs, obviously, and they're very interested in doing reentry work, so people who are coming out of prison or jail would work there. And this is a done deal. They don't need to have any meetings or anything about this because it's zoned for this type of thing. So people will soon see them doing some work inside there to get it looking the way they want to. So that was interesting. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is that I'm kind of overwhelmed and honored that I was invited to speak at the United Nations University in Tokyo, Japan, and I'll be going to do that in the beginning of October. I'll be giving a speech, and then on another day, sitting with in panels at the Fuji U.S. Leaders Summit in Yamanashi Prefecture. And I'm looking for, I'm not usually nervous about speaking publicly. This is the first time, and I have a month. My daughter's trying to teach me some little Japanese words, and I can't quite get it right. But I'm going to be working with staff on my presentation, and I'm just super honored to be there with world leaders, mayors from around the world. And so I'm looking forward to that, and I'll report to you guys when I get back. So, Mr. City Manager? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I love that.
No report tonight, Madam
No
Mayor.
report, okay. Mr. City Attorney?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Okay. And Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, there is still a seat open on the Landscape Oversight Committee for District 2, and the Youth Commission recruitment is always ongoing. You can email cityclerk@fairfield.ca.gov for either of those applications. Thank you.
Thank you. And Madam Clerk, we're going to go ahead and turn to public comments now, please.
Public comments. Persons wishing to address the City Council on subjects not on the agenda but within the jurisdiction of the Council may do so at this time. The Council cannot discuss or take action on matters not on the agenda for this meeting, but Council members may briefly respond to statements made or questions raised by the public, ask for clarification from staff, refer the matter to staff, request staff to report back to the council at a subsequent meeting, or place the matter on a future agenda. If you're online to speak on an agenda item, please use the raise your hand feature or press *9 on your phone. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes per item as determined by the mayor. And our first speaker is Derek Bromstead, to be followed by George Kennedy.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I am here to talk about what my shirt says, Fairfield Pickleball Club, and the wonderful PPA tournament, that Challenger tournament that was brought to us by Camus Sassoon. And first and foremost, wanted to thank some people, because it was truly a partnership with many, many people involved, including those that are right before me. So first, I'd like to thank Scott Tonneson for spearheading it, and then secondly, I can't thank George enough, all the time that he put into it, and with sponsorships and organizing people, and doing whatever it took, really, getting people to go there. Absolutely an amazing job that he did. And then, of course, your partnership with City Council and the City of Fairfield. And the feedback that Councilmember Sandu had mentioned that he heard was ringing true throughout the entire pickleball community, especially the PPA guys. They were so happy about the community involvement that we, in fact, they said they've done many tournaments, right? Probably near 100 tournaments. They said this has been the most involved community that they have ever worked with. And I think it's a tribute to the great people that we have here in the city, and all of the, just the partners that we had that ended up showing up. So thank you all for allowing us to actually have the tournament here. That was really amazing. I want to thank Visit Fairfield. They were another one of our partners that really stepped up and helped us, get some takeaways, from the Visit Fairfield directory and some glasses. Fairfield Community Services Foundation was also a big help for us with volunteers, and just being there on site and helping us with the liquor vendors. Of course, the Fairfield Pickleball Club, we had a lot of volunteers that came and helped beautify, and I hope you all saw, them. They went out and they picked weeds, and they laid down mulch and everything to make it look really nice, and I thought that was pretty awesome. Christina from the Director of Parks, and of course our title sponsor, Camus Sassoon. They stepped up, and I think it was really great for them too. I know there was really good attendance
You have 10
for
seconds.
the openings. Yep, and that was and a lot of the professionals actually went back. So again, thank you all, and we're looking forward to doing this again.
Thank you. Thanks for all of your work on it, too.
Next is George Kennedy, to be followed by Pam Muick.
Kat, can you give him some extra time to get up here? Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't even play in a tournament that I put together. But the knee is healing, and it did not happen with pickleball. It happened with racquetball. So anyway, I'm not going to duplicate and try not to much of what Derek said, but to the council, staff, you guys were amazing. Thank you very much. As Derek said, PPA felt it was the most successful tournament with community involvement that they've ever done. We had the second most signups, and we would have had the most number if we had stayed open for 2 more days, because we started getting 40 to 50 applicants a day when it closed. But the most important thing that not only this council, but our citizens need to hear is, this is what I heard from more than one person. This is about Allenwood Park. It's a great park. It's safe here. It's nice. It's welcoming. That's our Allenwood Park. That's not the Allenwood Park of 10, 15 years ago. That is what the people from outside of our city think of Allenwood Park. So those are just quotes. Camus hosted a pre-event party that we had a couple hundred people with that set it off. So some of the pros were there. It was great. But Camus is soon, they know that it isn't that they're not a one winery town, part of the town. They invited the Sassoon Valley Vendors and Growers Association to come as well. So we had about a dozen other wineries represented at the event with our wine tasting and beer sales. So like I said a couple weeks ago, this was about showcasing America's #1 wine region in this country. As to Councilman Carr saying parking was filled. Saturday and Sunday, 460 spaces is what we have at Allenwood Park. Those were all filled from about 10:30 in the morning. The spaces around the gym and the swim center were filled from 7 a.m. all the way through each of the days. So it really was, it was just amazing. We had players from Australia, England, New York, Florida, and at least a dozen other states. Men's singles was from New York. Women's singles was from Las Vegas. The mixed doubles champion, Kiora, was from the Big Island in Hawaii. She's 16 years old, and she is the Hawaii State tennis champion. And so she won her very first pro event in Fairfield, California. And she said she loves Fairfield. The other really important thing is we had the partnership with Visit Fairfield. And the hotel rooms were utilized from not only Sassoon and Fairfield, Vacaville, but people were staying for 4 and 5 days. It wasn't, the pros, most all the pros played all 3 days, and they came in on Thursday and they left on Sunday and Monday. So part of that tournament was to build up the hotel rooms and eat, drink, and be merry and have a great time in Fairfield. And that's exactly what happened. And
Your time's up, but I give you a little bit extra because I
Last
cut
time
you
you
off.
shut me off.
I cut you off, so
Thank you, and let's get ready to do it again. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
And George, how many stations was that? It was played on 3 different streams, right? With
Yeah, it
PPA?
was all over the internet. They had it on Pickleball
Yeah.
TV, they had it on YouTube, and some other areas. So it was very well seen around the country. So
well done, George.
Next is Pam Muick, to be followed by Kevin Phillips.
Hello, my name is Pam Muick, and I live on Empire Street in Fairfield. I've been there since 2000. And I'm here to thank Manveer Sandhu, who knows nothing about this, except I ran into him at an event, and I was complaining about the alley between Texas Street and Empire Street. That's just full piles of debris this high. And our houseless people also hang out there. And so I said, you know, we've called and called and called, and nothing's ever happened. And I walk all around the area. One day I saw a couple of city folks out there evaluating it. Within a week, it was gone. Unfortunately, it's kind of been established as a free dump site. but it's been cleaned up once again. But I just wanted to really thank you for, I just ran into him at an event, complained, sent a few pictures, and he really addressed it. So thank you so much. And a few other families, the Matthews family, the Pullman family, as well as my own, thank you.
Thank you. Next is Kevin Phillips, to be followed by Tony Wade.
As he walks up, if I may, just want to, I did this much. And
I guess you
wanna
can.
thank the city and everybody that went out. It was between the city staff and the police department. It was a whole folks involved, so I'm glad it's sorted. But yeah, thank you to all of you guys.
It's good to see you all. I'm here to commend you for your effort around Vista Ridge, both for taking the initiative to address the challenge and also the courage to engage the community around it. It's not easy. These are not easy questions because projects like this do raise people's anxiety. And to process anxiety and to talk it out together is one of the responsibilities of leadership. So I commend you for that work. Now, I wanted to give you some information to provide some context for the decisions that you and we all make around Vista Ridge. This information comes from the National Survey of Drug Use and Health by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Every year they complete this survey, and it's a study of drug use in the United States. In 2024, 16.8% of all Americans over the age of 12 years old could be diagnosed with a substance use disorder. 16.8%. That's over 20,500 people in Fairfield. This survey excludes homeless people, it excludes military personnel, and excludes men and women in institutions like jails, prisons, hospitals, and treatment programs. So you take all those people out of the picture, there are 20,500 people in Fairfield today who can be diagnosed with a substance use disorder. If you know substance use disorder, you know that this is a progressive disease that if left treated, leads to the degradation of life and health and family. We know what our homeless numbers are here. There are new homeless people being added in Fairfield every day from among that 20,500 people who've been diagnosed with a substance use disorder. The problem is not going to go away unless we take active steps to address it. I want to commend Doug Carr. You are a pioneer in this service, but we all need to become, the city of Fairfield needs to become an expert in healing. And so I commend your leadership for addressing and tackling questions like Vista Ridge. I appreciate the work you're doing. These community processes are not easy. I will continue to participate with them, and I want to encourage you to fear not. Step up and let's embrace this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Tony Wade, to be followed by Deanna Murad.
Good evening, Mayor Moy, Vice Mayor Bertani, council members, staff, all y'all. Yesterday was the 17th anniversary when we lost Councilman Matt Garcia. And Matt was about trying to solve the problems that Fairfield has while simultaneously working to increase the pride in our city. He was a beacon of positivity and inspired me. So I know you guys hear problems all the time, but I want to focus on opportunities for increasing Fairfield pride. And the first is on October 23rd, 1925, the Fairfield sign was unveiled. So next month it turns 100. The sign is arguably the most recognizable symbol of Fairfield, California, followed closely by Mr. Jelly Belly and a can of Budweiser. But can we somehow celebrate that citywide? I don't know what that would mean, but that would be awesome. It's going to be 100 years old, so that'd be cool if we can do that. Last time I was here, I mentioned having a Fairfield History Week or a History Month, and I don't want to put that to be backburnered, so I'm mentioning it again. And finally, and I wrote about this in my Daily Republic column, and I wrote about it on Facebook, and shockingly, people in 2025 don't actually take the newspaper. A lot of them don't, or they're not on my Facebook feed, so I'm bringing it here. So I think honoring the most famous Fairfielder, Pat Morita, would be a wonderful idea, with a statue of Pat Morita, who was a class of 1949 at Armio, doing the Mr. Miyagi crane pose thing, because it would be a tourist thing. People would come, oh, look at that, it's Mr. Miyagi, and some say a mural is cheaper. I understand that, but look at this. The history mural that was on the side of the old Pepper Belly's Comedy Club was painted in 2005. The fire happened in 2013. It was demolished in 2017. It lasted for 12 years. The Chief Solano statue was put in its present place in 1938, and a lot of people would come to to Armio, which is across the street, now the Solano County Hall of Justice. They thought that was the Armio Indian, so they would paint it different colors, the school colors, and vandalize it. They cleaned it up. It's still there 87 years later. So we need a statue. And I contacted Pat Morita's daughter, one of his daughters, and she said it's, quote, a lovely idea, and she's going to talk to her sisters about it as well. So here's the thing. I have ideas. I got buy-in from a lot of people. And that buy-in, is like, likes on Facebook, shares on Facebook, people saying, yeah, I'll donate to it, and that kind of thing. But what I really need are, things that I'm not good at: concrete plans, funding, and hands and feet to make this happen. So I'm putting that before you guys. I'm putting it before, right there at the camera. I'm putting it before the people of the Fairfield as well, because I think this would be a great idea. These three things would be a great idea. In the last 10 seconds, I want to have a moments of silence for Matt Garcia, if we could. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you
Uh,
all.
Deanna Murad.
Good evening, everyone. I think I spoke a few times about the burning issue of Vista Ridge. It's important to me because I live there, and I strongly object to that decision. Actually, I can't even fathom what made you to choose that location. I can't really, truly. The entire community is up in arms, and you firsthand felt that. I've been in all the meetings that majority of you have been, and you know how we all feel about it. I wish this subject does not die, and you do pursue a good solution for all of us. We are very much worried. Just to make sure that you understand, because I would have, if I was in your shoes, I probably would have feel the same. If any crime occurs there, it could be associated with this decision that I have made, and perhaps a wrongful decision. And I want you to know that. That's how I feel. That people residing there, they might very well think, well, city council people did not think about me, and they allowed for that to happen. And we are taxpayers who pay to the city to protect us, to think of us as their children, and yet they have not. And the reason they will be doing that, because people do not remember what you did or what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna.
Did anyone else wish to speak on public comment? And there are no hands raised online. Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll now move on to the consent calendar, please, Madam Clerk.
Consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are to be approved with one motion unless a member of the City Council or the public requests that separate action be taken on a specific item. I don't have any speaker cards.
No
Did anyone
speakers?
wish to speak on J1 or J2? No?
All right, colleagues, does anybody need to pull anything? All right, then I will entertain a motion.
So moved, but.
So tell me what you're moving, okay? Oops.
Trying to see what I'm moving.
You want to approve the consent
Yeah, so
calendar?
moved, but I'm looking on how, oop,
There it goes.
that doesn't have.
There we go.
Second, there we go.
And then
You
how do
hit
I open
second
it to
there.
voting?
Okay, I moved.
Okay. And Manvere.
Too late.
Oh, okay,
Okay, now I'll open it to voting.
all right.
It's not a race.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I'll close the vote,
Right?
and it carried 7-0.
Thank you. And now we will move to public hearings, please.
Public hearing K1, Resolution 2025-173, exempt surplus land, Cherry Hills Court, declaring certain real property owned by the City of Fairfield exempt surplus land. And our presenter is David Zellers, Director of Community and Economic Development.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Hey, David.
Hello.
Hi, Doug.
Bear with me tonight. I normally don't do these, but the staff prepared a nice script for me, so I'm going to stick to the script for once, or at least try to. But before you tonight is consideration of declaring this property, 3305 Cherry Hills Court, as surplus land. This parcel, we are asking that 3,581 square feet of this parcel, which includes the existing building and storage shed, be declared exempt surplus land in accordance with Government Code Section 54221. Some background, this parcel was previously used by our Parks and Recs Department for after-school programs. In 2014, the location was closed due to low enrollment at the neighboring school. The space has remained vacant and was used as a storage facility for our Parks and Recs Department until 2020, when the city entered into a lease agreement with the Solano County Special Education Local Plan Area. SELPA has been using the space to operate and administer programs and services for individuals with specific educational needs. They have expressed an interest in purchasing this parcel from us, but before we can do that, we have to have City Council declare it as surplus land, as I know you're all familiar with. So with that said, staff is recommending that you approve the surplus land designation for this parcel.
All righty, I'm going to open the public hearing.
I don't have any speaker cards. Did anyone wish to speak on this matter? No hands raised online, Mayor.
All righty, then I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to the council for discussion. Anybody have any questions or just, no? Okay, then I will entertain a motion. What's being moved? What is being moved?
Staff's recommendation.
All right, thank you.
Open it to voting.
All right.
I'll close the vote,
Thank you.
and it carried 7-0. Thank you.
All right.
And we'll move on to K2, Resolution 2025-174, Addendum to the Villages and General Plan Amendment for Lago Vista, and Ordinance 2025-08 to redesignate project area in the villages of Fairfield. Resolution 2025-174, approving an addendum, ER 2025-004, to the Villages at Fairfield Environmental Impact Report, SCH 2004032064, and Hawthorne Mill Environmental Impact Report, SCH 2009032001, and approving a general plan amendment, GPA 2005-001, to redesignate a portion of the Lago Vista project site, a vacant 37.3-acre site east of Golden Way, and Highline Drive, assessors parcel number 0170-050-540 and 0170-050-550, or portions thereof, from residential medium density to residential high density. Ordinance 2025-08, amending Chapter 25, Article 1, Section 2512-3 of the Fairfield City Code, also known as the City of Fairfield zoning map, to rezone the Lago Vista site, a vacant 37.3-acre north of Airbase Parkway, east of Stanton Correction Facility, west of McCoy Basin, assessors parcel numbers 0170-050-540 and 0170-050-550, or portions thereof, from residential, medium, industrial, and business park and open space conservation to residential, low, medium, and residential high. And our presenter is not Maylee Sheehan.
It's not. Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name's Damian Arnaiz. I'm a contract planner on this project. Lago Vista is a 375-unit residential subdivision that seeks a general plan amendment and zone change. The project site, shown in gold, is currently undeveloped. It takes direct access from Village 2 of the Villages at Fairfield Master Plan via Highline Drive and Golden Way. Major roads in the vicinity of the project site are Airbase Parkway directly to the south, Claybank Road to the west, and Manuel Campos Parkway to the north. And you can see the county facility is directly west of the project site. For context, the project is proposed to join the Villages at Fairfield Master Plan. You can see Lago Vista in red on the south of, on the bottom of the image. Lago Vista was not initially included in the Villages at Fairfield Master Plan, which was approved in 2005, but it was included in the Hawthorne Mill project, which was directly adjacent to the east, which was approved in 2015. The project seeks City Council's approval for a general plan amendment and a zone change. And Planning Commission's August hearing, tentative subdivision map, and 2 development review applications were approved. The existing general plan designations for the site are shown on the left. The existing designations are residential low medium and open space conservation. And the proposed designations are residential low medium and residential high. I'd like to note that the public facilities designation shown in the center in blue is the McCoy Basin, which is owned by the Solano County Water Agency, so the applicant does not have any control over that property. The existing zoning designations on the property are industrial business park, open space conservation, and residential medium. And the proposed zoning designations are residential low medium and residential high. An EIR addendum has been prepared to both the Villages at Fairfield EIR and the Hawthorne Mill EIR, as no new significant environmental information has been found. It is staff's recommendation that City Council approves Resolution 2025-174, approving the general plan amendment and environmental review, and adopt ordinance 2025-08, adopting the zone change.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. I'm going to open the public hearing first.
I don't have any speaker cards. Did anyone wish to speak on this matter? No. No hands raised online.
Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing then, bring it back to the council. Anybody have questions? Councilman Tonneson.
Thank you, Mayor. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Okay.
All right. This is the easy part. So I watched the Planning Commission meeting. Maybe some people don't geek out as much over this stuff, but the technicality of that meeting was, George is the chair, and it was a great job. They asked some great questions. They really dug in. There was some differences of opinions where they all came together, and it was just a fantastic meeting, I thought. So I might be rehashing a little bit of this, but flood zone, anything in a flood zone out there?
The east portion of, a portion of the east.
That will be built on? Or do you have to raise it out of the zone?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members, and members of the public. My name is Alvin Lay, the senior civil engineer, and I work for the City of Fairfield's Public Works Engineering Department. Great question, council member. A portion of the Lago Vista development is located within a designated flood zone. As a condition of development for the project, the developer is required to assess the proposed developments that are within the flood zone, and per the City of Fairfield's city code is required to mitigate for those impacts. There are several ways to mitigate it. The most, without diving into the technical a little bit too much, one of the more common ways to mitigate that impact is submitting an application to FEMA to demonstrate that the proposed developments, either they can add soil on the site to kind of raise the structures above the floodplain, are built so that the structures themselves are elevated above the floodplain. That's a common way that developers mitigate. There are handfuls of other ways that are not as common. I won't dive into that too much.
You don't need to. How much of the buildable land is in the flood zone?
I don't have the statistic off the top of my head. I'll defer to our applicants here to share some light on that information, but I will say that a majority of the proposed development is not within the floodplain.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. And then the rental portion, the duplexes, that's going to be a gated rental, correct?
That is correct. I will defer for additional information to our applicant to answer.
You want to just bring Rob up? Or?
Yeah, come on up, Rob. Come on down, you're the next contestant.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Privileged to be here. Rob White with Lewis Group of Companies. So,
just throwing out a couple. I just had a couple to clean up questions.
You bet.
So the duplex area, the gated area, you guys are going to maintain that. So have you gone as far out to think of fire insurance, and will it affect the walls-in insurance of the, because I know you guys are going to be the HOA, correct? Has that been broached yet, or are we way too early for that?
oh, actually, it's already been broached. This is actually, if approved tonight, this will be the 5th of these type of communities in the Northern California area. So already been thought through, already addressed, and absolutely fire insurance is part of that.
Okay. Ingress, egress, I know the Planning Commission had some questions about the fire lane from, it looks like it's coming in off of Air Base. You've run that through fire department already? They're good with it? Because I don't see chief here.
Yes, Fire Marshal already has signed off on that, and in fact, it's the same EVA that was proposed as part of Cooper's Landing.
Okay, you guys have taken care of that. And then my last question is garbage pickup. So on, is that going to be with whatever garbage company we use, or is it
Yeah, so it's
Those
slightly
roads look
unique.
a little narrow, so.
Yeah, it's slightly unique in that what we do on a regular basis inside the community is 5 times a week, we collect all the residents' garbage and bring it to a central location. So the contract hauler will only go to that one location and pick up twice a week.
Oh, interesting.
So there won't be cans up and down the streets.
Wow, can you do that in my neighborhood?
No.
Okay, that's all from me, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman Doug.
Thanks, Rob.
Hi, Doug.
Yeah, was there any kind of engineering report on traffic increases on Peabody Road and on Air Base Parkway?
Yeah, so we ran a full traffic impact analysis, so both LOS as well as VMT, and both because of the previous EIR analysis and we've underbuilt villages, both clear that hurdle.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No? All right. You
Thank
can
you,
sit
Mayor.
down now, Rob. Mr. City Attorney, can I take both the resolution and the ordinance in one vote, or should I do two?
You could do both in one motion, but just to clarify, the motion, if council decides to make the motion, would be to adopt Resolution 2025-174 and waive full reading, read by title only, which the city clerk has already done, and introduce Ordinance 2025-08 for first reading.
And I'm going to make that motion as you stated.
All right.
And I'm sorry, we did that. We closed the public
Very
hearing.
good there, Mr. City Attorney. I did. Yeah. Did you guys do your little?
And I opened it to
doohickeys?
voting.
Oh, look at you guys. Okay. You guys are getting fancy and fast.
And I will close the vote. And another's carried 7-0. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you to everybody out here and in TV land for putting up with us being a little bit late. And that's it until the next city council meeting on the 19th.
16th.
16th. Oh, look.